and talking about Master Muten Roshi. Chapter 1006, The Honorable Hyogoro of the Flower, is a chapter titled for the latest Luffy sensei, Hyogoro. This old Yakuza boss is along Rayleigh the only sensei that Luffy's had, and in terms of Luffy's fighting development, Hyogoro could be considered as important as Rayleigh due to the Rio teaching, the advanced armament haki that has helped Luffy to damage Kaido since the extraordinary final punch on the chapter 1000. I did enjoy a lot last year how the anime portrayed this training, the Sakura Petal visuals of the Rio and the master-disciple chemistry Luffy and Hyogoro had in order to train and survive Olin prison invasion.
感触忘れぬうちに俺を守ってくれ。窮地にこそ力は開花する。さあ。竜王か。よし。走るか。来い、四皇。
I appreciated it was not the classic cliché shonen training of a long period of time where the main character comes back with significant strong abilities. I mean, there's two crazy donkeys recreated in a pretty dangerous situation, the Oda schoolback training for Luke and Dagobah Planet. We will talk about Hyogoro's part in this episode later, and even though I don't like the way Oda sets a cliffhanger that eventually is just a pretty close call, I am glad that the old man will give us more moments. It would be pretty anticlimactic if he had just died there and Luffy wasn't there to try to save him, or at least say farewell. The chapter starts with Bao Huang trying to locate Momonosuke's position. The way she is using the paper ability is more than a confirmation that she is the main information core of the Beast's pirates. The informer girl did her job and not only located the young shogun, but broadcasted it to the whole of Onigashima. We get more indirect information about the Marias just watching the next panel. It seems like these little robot creatures have, on top of the visual connection with Bao Huang, the ability of X-raying certain things, and that's why we see through the scheduler girl and Kaido's crew how Momonosuke is hiding inside Yamato's clothes.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
By the way, this is the same strategy Boa Hancock used to sneak Luffy inside Impel Down's prison, but Momo seems a little more tense about it. That brat. We move to the third floor where Sanji has heard that broadcast. He doesn't know who young Master Yamato is, and the possibility of Momo being in danger puts a dilemma in his head. Do I go to aid the Nine's cupboard, or do I ensure Momo's life? The quick thinker chef asks a random enemy.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Now, Sanji knows both locations where he's needed, but I guess we'll have to wait a few weeks to know. For some reason Oda showed us the current location of Onigashima in terms of distance with the main Wano continent, and Mount Fuji is just there. Anyway, we should never judge Oda about a close time approximation event. Dressrosa. But in terms of danger, we are very close to a mass murder level.
Sorry, Shaquille. I'm not angry at you, but we are 1 minute away from death.
Now we move into a battle that I've been yearning to commence. The Karate Vengeance Pedro situation. I will be very clear with you guys and girls, even though I don't like Pero's design or personality, and despite how much I dislike that character, he's totally right about one thing: he did not kill Pedro. I agreed about what he said in chapter 995 when he got attacked by Carrot and Wanda, and I agree in what he said in this chapter. This is not a game. noble man like Pedro understood what Pedro did. He did not have any lifetime left, and he blew himself up to allow them to survive. Life is not that easy. He might be an annoying villain, but he has a greater picture than the two young minks he defeated. He acknowledged that he won by pure luck. The moon was hidden in the clouds and the Sulung forms were dismissed by that natural role. I understand some people saw potential in a revenge arc for Carrot, but this would be not at all a good example for a revenge arc. I think Oda explained it pretty well through Pedro's speech. You entered our territory, stole our poneglyphs, ruined a crucial technology and kindled an invasion that was going to be perfect through the wedding plan. It was going to be the crime of the century. So what did you expect? Sympathy?
Quid pro quo, douchebag. Toodaloo, motherfucker. Hey,
The remaining pages of the chapter take place on the performance floor. The virus has affected a lot of friend and foes numbers, and the time to get the antidote before people begin to die is almost over. It seems Hyogoro has returned to his prime physical strength. We see him next to Death Drake as the two main forces protect Chopper. This panel was immensely powerful, and I can't praise enough how Oda is able to maintain this level of quality drawing on a weekly basis. The explanation about this sudden change from a little man to his younger form is that the virus extracts every last latent power from your body in order to transform you into an Oni, and then you'll die of exhaustion. This concept of an old man using his dormant power saved from years and years of training and wisdom is a classic subject in shonen mangas, and I couldn't be happier that it was used in such beloved character. It gave me a lot of Muton Roshi vibes, and it makes sense since Dragon Ball is one of Eiichiro Oda's most beloved mangas, or even Makarov becoming a giant in Fairy Tail. I enjoyed a lot his last speech. The way he recognized Luffy as his fascinating apprentice and his inner speech talking to Odin, trying to send him his thoughts to the afterlife was really emotional. I have no doubt that dawn will come to Wano. That reminded me of Yasuye. His last words were very similar, the complete assurance that Wano will be saved, as he thought to himself, I will await the good news in the afterlife. I will conclude by saying that this would have been an impactful death for the Wano allied forces, a shocking moment of crude reality to Chopper as well, because he wouldn't have been able to save everybody in time, even though his good intentions, but I think in the benefit of his Deus Ex Machina salvation, that I think that Hyogoro of the Flower has more things to do in order to repay his debt with the real Shogun of Wano, Koso Kyoden. And the last thing I want to talk about is the MVP of this chapter. Seeing a full choreographed fight of Mako not allowing King and Queen to harm the allied forces was some top feature of any character seen in this manga. We had a hint about this fight happening in chapter 1000 when he did not allow them to stop Zoro from reaching the rooftop to fight Kaido. We've met Mako Mason's versatile control of his fruit in Marineford. He was included in Whitebeard, the character that amazed me the most during the whole war. His way of switching from hybrid to complete phoenix form in order to block critical attacks, then regenerating on the go to gain celerity, and switching his lower body to human form in order to give a full speed kick in the air, that's something that requires an amazing control over your fruit. And he did it successfully against the fastest man in the One Piece universe, the Pika Pika fruit user, the Admiral Kizaru. His talent for reading the battlegrounds strategies was the other thing that I've never seen in any other character before. Mako was literally everywhere, attack and defense wise, where his fruit ability was needed. And that is something possible if you have every crucial outcome of the battleground ahead in your mind. This same versatility and strategies mind is what we have seen in this chapter. Mako is aware about Hyogoro's importance not only strength-wise, but as a leader of the samurai and the rest of the Yakuza bosses. So before Queen could even finish preparing his laser beam to kill Hyogoro due to the realization he could defeat all of his subordinates, Marco hit this Brachiosaur's neck with a flame shockwave that made the beam explode inside his mouth. All this fight was just pure Phoenix flexing, attack after attack. There was one specific part that reminded me of how some fruits like Katakuri's Paramecia or Blackbeard's Logia have singular traits that differ from the family fruit logic. Just as Katakuri could change shape and regenerate cut parts of his body, and just as Blackbeard's Logia is tangible in favor of a fruit annihilation power, Marco was able to use the wing he lost by King's Cotton move to redirect those flames to attack King and then regenerate his body. Those last actions are both from Logia family fruits. I don't know how long Marco will be able to hold the two most powerful Kaido's underlings, and now that Pero's here, things will get very bad for him. This full fight against the two calamities has been one of my favorite fights of this manga. I could feel the power and the momentum of each attack. All I can say is, this chapter remembered me how amazing this character is. And I don't know what it is, but since that panel in chapter 1000 where he remembered how Ace was willing to defeat Kaido to save Wano, I have the feeling that Wano will be the last Phoenix battle. It will be an amazing ending for the vice captain of the Whitebeard Pirates, fulfilling the dream of the two former 2nd Division commanders, Portgeist the Ace and Kozu Kyoden, to free Wano.